You probably know this. Jonah is one of the most attacked Bible stories by liberals. If you ever have to replace me one day and you're on the search committee, you never know if it's going to be you, right? A great question to sniff out a liberal. You ready for one? All right. Here it is. What moral lessons do you learn from the allegory of Jonah, and what do you think the whale represents in Hebrew mythic literature? If his head doesn't spin and he doesn't say, that's so wrong, I don't even know where to start, he's not your guy, okay? So there's 3 ways you can take the story of Jonah, and it's all because of this fish part. That's the only reason people argue about this. Fiction, allegory, history. Those are 3 options. Fiction, allegory, history. Fiction means it's just made up for entertainment, like Paul Bunyan and Babe the Big Blue Ox, right? You know that story? Was there ever a big blue ox that roamed around? No, there wasn't. We all know there wasn't. It wasn't written to be factual. It was just a story. That's fiction. Other option is allegory. Allegory means it's made up to teach you lessons, and every little part of the story means something else. So a great example of that would be George Orwell's Animal Farm, if you've ever read that. Every little thing is like making fun of the Russian Revolution and communism. Every little animal has something that it represents. That's an allegory. And then the third option is it's just history. It happened. Taking the story at face value that it was written to be taken as it happened, and it did. And I know the temptation is going to come primarily to our young folks, okay? If you're still in school or you're under 25, raise your hand real quick. I want to see you. Okay, I got some of you here. So this temptation will come. It will hit you hard to take this as fiction or allegory because you know you will be mercilessly made fun of in your philosophy or biology class if you say out loud that you think Jonah survived and wrote a poem inside a fish for 3 days and was transported from the middle of the Mediterranean Sea to the coastline. You get ready. And it will be so much easier in that moment if you just want to get everybody off your back, and you'll sound so sophisticated too. All your smart friends will think, oh man, he's really got it going on. If you just say something like, it doesn't matter whether it literally happened, just that we take these timeless truths and apply them to our lives today. You'll get all man, people will applaud you. You're not one of those Christians. Oh, good. I thought you were one of those Christians. But let me tell you, folks, I got a problem. There are many problems with that, but I have one big one that I want you to put in your back pocket, one 800-pound gorilla in the room that I hope persuades you that this is literal history. Circle back to Matthew 12, 38 through 40. I have it on the screen for you. Some of the scribes and Pharisees answered him, saying, Teacher, we wish to see a sign from you. But he answered them, An evil and adulterous generation seeks for a sign, but no sign will be given to it except the sign of the prophet Jonah. For just as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the great fish, so will the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. Here's my problem. Jesus absolutely believed Jonah was literal history. Jesus didn't think this was fiction or this was an allegory. He probably helped pick the fish out from heaven, if we're being honest. So if you want to take Jonah as allegory and some spiritual lesson and say it doesn't matter if he actually was swallowed by a great fish, hang on, listen. You have now no basis to accept the literal resurrection of Jesus Christ. No Jonah, no Jesus. No great fish, no empty tomb. This is where liberalism leads, ladies and gentlemen, down a path toward losing it all. It starts with something you think is crazy and perhaps irrelevant to the rest of the Bible. A talking snake, 2 of every animal on the ark, a man swallowed by a fish and surviving, and then you'll say, well, it doesn't matter. It's not relevant. All that matters is the New Testament. And then one day you look up and you're doubting creation. You're doubting whether Jesus walked on water. You're doubting whether he really cast out demons. You're doubting the empty tomb. And friends, do not take the bait. Students, do not take the bait. Stand firm. Hold on. Keep the faith. Stand on the Word of God. Stand with Jesus. If Jesus believed Jonah walked out 3 days later, I trust Jesus every day. I hope you do too.